I was halfway through reviewing a client proposal when my phone started buzzing. Not once, but 3 times in under a minute. First message was from Connor, my buddy from college. A screenshot, 3 question marks. Then Garrett sent the same. Image with, "Dude, seriously?" My cousin Hudson forwarded it with, "Please tell me this isn't what I think it is." I opened the image and felt my jaw tighten. There she was, my wife. Well, soon-to-be ex-wife, standing in front of a jewelry store display case, holding up a diamond bracelet. Huge smile. The caption read, "Treating myself, new, jewelry spree," followed by about 6 gem emojis and a credit card emoji. That alone would have been annoying. We were separated. She could buy whatever she wanted with her own money. But then I scrolled down to the comments. Her friend Mackenzie wrote, "You deserve it, girl. Spend that money." She replied, "Oh, I am. Joint account is coming through today." I stared at that line for a long time. Joint account. The account we both agreed not to touch. The account explicitly mentioned in our separation agreement. The account we promised to leave alone until the divorce was finalized. I opened my banking app. It felt like watching paint dry. When the account finally loaded, I went straight to the joint account activity. Multiple transactions, all from that jewelry store, all from today, totaling about $4,000. I sat back and just breathed. Part of me wanted to call her, demand an explanation, make a scene. But over the years, I learned angry reactions rarely go well. She would twist it, cast me as controlling, call me bitter. No, this needed a smarter approach. I pulled up our separation agreement and read the finance section twice. Page 4, Section 7. Both parties agree to refrain from accessing joint accounts without written consent until the dissolution of marriage is complete. She signed it. I signed it. Our lawyers witnessed it. And now she was literally posting about violating it on social media. I screenshot everything. The posts, the comments, the bragging line about using the joint account. Then I screenshot the bank transactions. By noon, I had a folder. Social posts, timestamps, bank records, the agreement itself. A paper trail that would embarrass anyone. Silas, a co-worker, poked his head in. "You good? You've been staring at your phone for 20 minutes. "Personal stuff," I said. He shrugged and offered the simplest advice. "Document everything. Let her dig her own grave." That's exactly what she was doing. Every post, every comment, every purchase was building a case against her. And she didn't even realize it. I called my lawyer, typed a short message, "Need to meet ASAP. She violated the separation agreement. I have proof." Reply, "Tuesday morning, 9. Bring everything." Tuesday came. I was 15 minutes early, folder thicker than I expected, screenshots, printed posts, bank statements, the agreement. Gregory Thornton looked through everything without small talk. He tapped his pen and said, "She posted this publicly? Tagged the store?" I nodded. He smiled. "This is either incredibly stupid or incredibly arrogant. Either way, we can act." He laid out a plan. First, we file an official complaint and attach your evidence. Second, we request an emergency hearing to address the violation. Third, and crucially, we notify the bank and ask them to restrict access to the joint account based on the breach. If we present the agreement, the transaction history, and the social media posts, the bank will act fast. That calm settled in my chest was not revenge. It was relief. Not from gloating, but from knowing there would be consequences that matched her choices. Gregory promised to courier a letter to the bank with everything attached. He said they could move by the end of the week. I left his office light, like a weight had been lifted. The rest of the week was shockingly normal. I worked. I answered emails. I added one screenshot after another to the folder and didn't post a single thing online. She, meanwhile, kept posting. A bracelet here, a necklace there, captions about self-love and new beginnings, comments full of praise. I did nothing but take screenshots. Thursday afternoon, Gregory called. The bank is reviewing it. Friday morning, I was making coffee when my phone rang. It's done, Gregory said. Access is restricted effective immediately. Any cards tied to that account will decline in about 20 minutes. I set my mug down. She had a girls' day planned at the outlets that morning. If she tried to buy anything, she was about to find out. I didn't celebrate. I didn't gloat. I just felt calm. She made a choice. Now there were consequences. At 11:30, my phone buzzed. 3 calls from her. Voicemails, then texts. Why are my cards declining? What did you do? This is ridiculous. Call me now. I read each one and didn't respond. Around noon, she called again. This time, I answered. What's going on? I asked. My cards are not working. None of them. Did you do something? She demanded. I told her plainly, you signed the separation agreement. You agreed not to touch the joint account. Then you spent thousands and posted about it online. I showed the bank proof. They restricted access. Take it up with your lawyer. She sputtered, then screamed that I was being cruel. I hung up. By evening, her family and friends were circling the wagons on social media. She started accusing me of financial abuse, the predictable script. Her brother called me and admitted he'd seen the boutique charge and felt something didn't add up. Her mother called, upset and confused. My brother texted screenshots he'd been forwarded. People I hadn't heard from in years were suddenly concerned. I kept documenting. Every accusation, every post, every frantic message from her friends got saved. Gregory told me to let them make noise. Every bit of drama is more evidence, he said. Keep screenshots. So I did. Saturday morning, she posted a story featuring her and 3 friends, all smiles. Princess Day at the outlets. 2 hours later, my bank app lit up. Transaction attempt denied. Another denied, and another. She tried different cards. Nothing went through. Her friends started texting me screenshots of her meltdown. One message said, she's saying you're controlling and abusive. Another said, her cards won't work, and she's humiliated. Connor called. You good? He asked. You sound weirdly calm. I am calm, I said. She broke a legal agreement, posted it, and now she's facing the results. That's how agreements work. He laughed and hung up. Then something shifted online. Autumn, a mutual friend, posted a timeline that changed the story. Remember her shopping posts? Remember the account she said she'd use? Maybe get the full story before calling someone abusive. Comments that had been sympathetic suddenly asked questions. People who had defended her were quiet. The narrative started to crack. I got calls from family members who had finally dug into the timeline and didn't like what they saw. Her father called, upset, asked me to show compassion. I replied, there is compassion, and there is consequence. She chose. I'm enforcing the agreement. He wasn't pleased, but some relatives quietly told me they were relieved someone had finally called her behavior out. Gregory filed our papers. The judge scheduled a hearing for Friday. We turned over the social media posts, the account records, the printed screenshots. The morning of the hearing, she arrived looking tired and small, none of the confident sparkle from her posts. Her lawyer argued misunderstanding. Gregory laid out the agreement, the transactions, the public posts. He even dropped a screenshot from a group chat where she discussed pretending she didn't understand the agreement. Her lawyer flinched. The judge reviewed everything and was not impressed. The order was clear. Restrict access to the account and transfer the remaining funds to a court-supervised account until final asset division. The judge added the violation to the record, saying it would be considered in the divorce settlement. We left the courthouse 20 minutes later. Gregory said quietly, "That went as well as you could hope." She deleted every social account that night. The friends who once cheered her on went radio silent. A couple of them stopped talking to her. Several acquaintances reached out to apologize for jumping in before seeing the facts. The screenshots lived forever. Social media may vanish, but screenshots don't. A few weeks later, she sent one final text. "I'm sorry. You deserved better." I stared at it for a long time, then typed back one sentence. "I hope you learned from this." She never answered. I didn't need her to. The consequences had already taught the lesson. 3 months later, the divorce was final. The judge referenced the jewelry incident in the settlement. Her violation damaged her credibility and, frankly, her outcome. She walked away with less than she expected, less than she would have if she'd followed the agreement. I closed the joint account the day after the final hearing and transferred my portion to my personal checking. It felt like closing a chapter. In the months that followed, I slept better. I reconnected with friends. I stopped checking my phone every 10 minutes, waiting for the next drama. I learned something simple but powerful. You cannot control other people's choices, but you can control how you respond. She wanted chaos. I gave her consequences. She wanted me to be the angry villain. I refused to play that role. Looking back now, the whole jewelry spree almost seems absurd. She thought she could spend thousands, brag about it, and face zero consequences. But actions have weight. Agreements have meaning. When you build your defense on social media and lies, it only takes one person asking questions for the whole thing to collapse. I didn't destroy her. She destroyed her own credibility.